So I went ahead and did my brows already. I went ahead and used the e.l.f. Lock On Brow Liner Cream and the color Espresso. If you haven't seen the video, it'll be linked down below for the tutorial. I went ahead and primed my lids already, and I used a tape technique. We'll be dipping into the LA Colors Matte Black Lace Palette and using the Real Technique brush, dipping into this medium gray shade right here. We're going to apply that into the crease area very lightly. I am going very subtle with this shade. I do not want it to be super pigmented. I just want it to be noticeable. This is my transition shade, so I don't want to go too harsh in it. So as you can see, I'm blending very lightly in to the point where you could get a hint of it, but you know, not so crazy bold. Next, using the Logix Pro palette, I will be dipping into this black shade. As you can see, it's almost gone. Using the same brush, I'm gonna dip into it very lightly to the point where it's noticeable, but not crazy packed on, because you can always add on black, but you cannot take away. So I'm just adding it in very lightly into the crease. I'm also gonna apply it to the inner third part, I mean the outer third, I should say. And I'm doing that because I'll be achieving a cut crease. Next, dipping into this light gray shade right here with a fluffier crease brush. I got this from Walgreens for about like 10 bucks. And I'm gonna blend it around the brow bone area and also above the crease, just so it could be an easier blend and not looking too harsh. Next, using my e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. As always, I'll be cutting the crease with this, doing a half cut crease. I am not doing a full cut crease this time. So we're gonna go ahead and just, yeah, cut that crease. Next, dipping back into that light gray shade, I'm using a flat angle brush for this. Well, not a flat brush, but an angle brush for this. And I'm going to apply that into the inner part of the crease, as you can see, just very lightly placing that into the inner third portion. And I'm just going to go ahead and pack that on. Next, dipping into that medium gray shade, I'm going to go ahead and apply that like close to that, near the center of it. And as you can see, I'm trying to create a dimension. So I'm creating a very volume and bold eye look. Next, dipping into this shade called Slate. It's like a gray metallic sort of thing. I'm gonna apply that at the outer part. Now it does look bold, but don't worry, we're gonna be blending it together. As you can see, we're gonna go ahead and carefully blend, and we will be adding more black because we kind of took away the intensity. So go ahead and add more black and blend that in together. If you need to blend the edges, go ahead and do that using that light gray shade again. Next, using the Annette 69 Beauty Creations palette, I'm going to dip into this Hustle Glitter right here, which is my favorite. I'm going to go ahead and apply that on top of Slate very carefully because I don't want the edges to look too, you know, well placed, bold. So we're going to try to blend it out as much as we can, but we only want it to be focused on that Slate area. Next, we're going to be removing the tape just so we could get that wing illusion. As you can see, I kind of struggle with it, but whatever. I'm using the Wet n Wild Rubber Rose Toner. Now I'm using the Wet n Wild Rubber Rose Primer Serum that I got from the Rubber Rose collection, obviously. And we're going to be using this to prime our face. Now, my skin has been hating me lately. It's been dry. I've been having a couple breakouts, so I kind of need the antioxidants and the serums and moisture, so I'll be using the Rebel Rose stuff today to give my skin some love. Next, using the Rebel Rose Multi-Purpose Rose Oil, I'm going to go ahead and apply that just to give myself a little more hydration and essential oils that I need for my face. I kind of need those antioxidants right now. Next, using the Wet n Wild foundation, and I'm gonna go ahead and just apply this over my face. Now, I never used this foundation before, so this is my first time using it. I'm gonna go ahead and see how the coverage is. Now, it gave me more of a natural looking base, like it's giving me more of a natural. The coverage isn't that great. I like it, but I'm kind of more into full coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a second layer to see how well that covers. So like I said, I'm kind of more into coverage, and this didn't really give me the coverage. I mean, I like it more for a natural look, I guess you can say, but if I wanted to be full glam, no. So I'm using the Wet n Wild concealer, and once again, I did have problems with this concealer. Now it looks like it's gonna highlight my face really well. I was really impressed on how the color is, the color payout, but the minute I blended it, that's where the problem began with this concealer. I blended it out and it went straight into my skin tone, which is not what I wanted to do, because yes, it is meant to conceal. However, I kind of wanted to use it as a highlighter, so it wasn't really highlighting my face like I wanted it to. Once again, for natural look, sure, I'll use it, but for an ultra glam sculpting face sort of thing, no. So I went ahead and used my e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer just to highlight my face. I kind of want to open up my face and get that sculpted look. So in order to do that, I had to highlight it. So yeah, I busted out the concealer for this. Next, I will be baking. I'm using the Laura Mercier setting powder to bake. And we'll be baking at a 350 degree. Ladies, you guys know the drill. Now, it has been getting very hot lately, so I kind of want to set the rest of my face using the Laura Mercier setting powder. So I'm going to go ahead and use a powder puff for this, and I'm setting the rest of my face with this just to make sure I get an extra protection, making sure everything's locked on really well, and I'm making sure everything's pressed into the skin. I never really use this technique, but I'm doing it now. Using a flat angle brush, I'm going to go ahead and use that black shade, and I'm going to align my lower lash line with this to give me an extra smoky effect. Next, smoking it out with the very lightest gray shade of the palette. I'm going to go ahead and just, smoke it out to give it more of a smoky effect. Next, using the Maybelline New York eyeliner pencil in Slate Gray, I'm going to go ahead and achieve the full smoky queen eye look, applying that to my waterline area. Applying some falsies, I went ahead and did it off camera. Go ahead and apply some mascara to top and bottom lashes. That way everything looks in place, more dramatic. Gotta get that volume in. I haven't used this palette in a while, so I'm going to go ahead and dip into this palette, the Kat Von D, Shade Light palette, and I'm going to go ahead and contour my face. I'll be dipping into the middle shade right here to carve out my cheeks. Also the forehead, because I need a boost. Doing the jawline as well, bringing back my features. Next, I'll be using the Wet n Wild Blossom Glow Highlighting Illuminating Palette. I'm going to go ahead and, apply this to my cheekbones, my nose, my lips. Let's go ahead and, ooh, I love that glow. I'm going to go ahead and just exaggerate, because I love the glow. I'm using a dome brush to apply highlighter to my lips and also to my nose bridge as well. I normally don't do my inner corners, you guys know that. Next, I'll be using this Revlon Ultra HD Matte Mousse Liquid Lipstick. This is from the Wonder Woman collection, and it's called Red Hot. I, for one, love this because the minute I took it out of the bottle, you can see the total matte-ness. It smelled fantastic. My favorite. And look how bold and pigmented that red lip is. Go ahead and apply some setting spray and you're done. Now this is the official smoky eye look. I feel like I'm in one of those black and white movies. This lipstick is amazing. It's just giving me total back, I don't know, the vintage movie vibes. I don't know. It's such a mood. That's all I gotta say. I know I haven't shot in a while. There's not much to discuss. This whole COVID-19 lockdown thing is going crazy. I've been focusing on remote learning for my son, so most of my time is with my kids. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to do that. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at s2h_plus. And I guess that's it for now. Go ahead and stay tuned for my upcoming videos. I know I haven't shot videos in a while, but trust me, they will be out shortly. So yeah, let me go ahead and admire this. Give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and share. Go ahead and check out my other videos linked down below. And I guess that's it for now. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, hotties. And let's continue the video with the verse of the day.